How do you think you would feel if the boat you were in was being rocked and it was dark? You want to go home? Yep. You'd want it to stop. You want to be Rapunzel? Okay, that's a good one. So Mother Page just read a gospel that you may have heard before. It's the story of when Jesus fed a really big crowd. Now, imagine church like full of people, like there's no room, like at Christmas when there's just so many people, but more than that. And they're expecting him to teach them and to feed them. And he wasn't prepared for that, right? He could teach, but feeding them, no way, no way. Could you feed somebody with no advance warning, especially a big crowd? No. And what was the other thing he did? Did you hear another miracle that he did in that gospel? Did he calm the sea? Yeah. Okay, so let's talk first about feeding the crowd. So Jesus went and he saw all these people following him, and he said to his disciples, how are we going to feed them? And what did they find? They found a boy who had 5 loaves and 2 fish. Is that enough for thousands of people? No. But they sat down and they all ate their fill. So that was his first miracle. What do you think the crowd thought when he did that? Were they happy? They were happy. They were fed, so they were happy, right? Just like when you get fed, you're happy, right? I wonder what the disciples thought. Any ideas? What do you think they thought? How did he do that? Yes. So it was one of the miracles, right, in this gospel. Before you leave today, I want you to look at that St. Andrew window that's over by the door and see if you can find the boy with the basket and the 5 loaves and the 2 fish. It's in that window, okay? All right. Then after this, the disciples, they went out in their boat. But they went out in their boat and it was nighttime. Have you ever been out on the water at night?
No.
Do you think you would be scared?
Yeah.
It'd be dark out there, right? Right? And what made it even scarier was the wind came up. So it felt like a storm, and their little boat was being rocked. How do you think you would feel if the boat you were in was being rocked and it was dark? What would you want? You want to go home? Yep. You'd want it to stop. And what does Jesus do? He stops it, right? And he says to his disciples, it's me, because when they see him, they're still scared, right? And they don't know that it's him. It's dark, the waves are crashing, the boat's rocking. Very scary, right? Yeah. How do you think you would feel if you were out there? Would you be afraid initially? Yeah? And then when you see Jesus, how do you think you would feel? Better? Yeah. It's kind of like when you're afraid and you see your parents and you're not so afraid anymore, right? Okay. All right, I have one more question for you. After Jesus fed the big crowd, they were so amazed at what he did and his teaching, they wanted to make him king. Would you like to be king? Yeah, yeah. Anybody else here want to be king? Yeah, Tom, you want to be king? Okay. Or what? Or royalty, okay. You want to be Rapunzel? Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. But what did Jesus do? Did he let them make him king? No. What do you think? Why didn't he let them make him king? You'd have to think about another thing that Jesus said. He knows his kingdom was not here on earth. He knows his kingdom is with his Father in heaven, so he couldn't be a king here. Okay? All right.